Hi everyone, welcome back to Paracord Planet. In today's video, we are going to be continuing our astrology bracelet series throughout the year, and this month we're celebrating Virgo the Virgin. So with Virgo's sign being the maiden, that indicates that Virgos are very warm, very motherly, very earthly, and that is seen in Virgo's colors, which tend to be green and brown, of course mimicking our Mother Earth. With all that in mind, let's get paracording. So for our video today, and in honor of Virgo, we have gone with two different colors, both in 550 paracord. Our first color is Kelly Green, and our second color is Chocolate Brown. In addition to our paracord, we do have our jig, and we have our half-inch buckles in brown set up ready to go on the jig. And a big thanks to everybody who did comment on our last video saying that they wanted to see how we set up the inner core, so we're going to be doing that for you in this video. We also have our lighter and our scissors. Do just want to note, if you're going to be using one cord and one color for this project, you'll need about 10 feet of cord. Since we're going with two colors and going to be attaching them together, we're still going with 10 feet of each color. We're probably only going to need about 6 feet. So our first step is to set up our two-strand core, and the way that we're going to do this is we're going to take one of our colors, and in this case the Kelly Green, and we're going to cow-hitch the paracord to our bottom buckle. Now that we do have our Kelly Green cow-hitched onto the bottom half of our buckle, I do just want to show you that one half of our working strands is actually shorter than the other half of our working strand. And what we're going to do is we're going to splice our chocolate brown onto the shorter part of our working strand here on the Kelly Green. If you are using two colors like we're using in this tutorial, then you do want to follow this step. If you're just using one color and one cord, you can skip this step and move on to the next one. Our next step, we do want to cut our Kelly Green on the shorter working strand, and in our case, this would be the right strand. So now that we have cut our Kelly Green, we are going to splice our chocolate brown onto the Kelly Green, and the way that I like to do this is to make sure that both of these strands of paracord are actually getting hit with heat at the same time, so that when you go to splice them together, everything is already hot and you don't have to worry about one cooling before the other. So both ends nice and hot, we're going to take them and we're going to push them together. Please note that this is going to be very hot, so please watch burning yourself. Just be very careful. You can give it as much time as you need until you can pull, give it a little bit of tension, and it stays together. With our Kelly Green and our chocolate brown spliced together, it is time to start the hitch that we want to do at the top. And in this case, we're going to do a single strand hitch, making sure that our working strand ends up on the outside. So we're going to take our chocolate brown, we're going to put it through the buckle at the top. We want to take the working strand, we want to go over the top of itself, and we want to come back around and through the middle of the loop that we are creating with our working strand. So again, take your working strand, go over top of the strand, and through the loop we just made. And as you tighten, you'll see your working strand will end up on the right side. Except for our left working strand, we're just going to do the opposite. So we do want to bring the string over top and then back through the loop we just made. And once you do have both of your working strands on the outside of your buckle, you are ready to begin the weave. And we are going to start with our first step of taking our left working strand and just bringing it over the top of our core and to the right side. And we're going to do the exact same thing with our right working strand. We're going to bring it over the top and off to the left here. Our next step, we're going to be working with our now right working strand. It came from the left and it's now on the right side. And what we want to do is we want to take this strand, we want to go underneath, and we want to go in between our two center cores. We want to bring it out. And then once you do get to this next step, you're going to see a little bit of a loop that you have created with your left working strand, or in this case, our Kelly Green. And we want to continue with the weave, and with our working strand, we want to go down through the middle, and we want to bring that cord through the loop we had made on the right side. And here you're going to notice when you pull, you're going to make the bump in the middle a little bit tighter, as well as the knot on the side. We're going to move on to the next step, but we are going to tighten everything down at the end. So right now, you're okay with just the loops. We're going to do the exact same thing on the left side. With our right working strand that we have brought to the left side, we're going to go up through the middle. We're going to keep that loop on the right side that we had on the left side, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take our working strand, we're going to go back down through the middle and through that loop that we had created on the left side. And as we tighten, there is one thing that you just want to be sure of, and that is going to be to make sure that the button actually goes on the other side of our working strand. So as we pull tight, we can see that that button is going to sit on the left side of our Kelly green. We're going to pull those down just a little bit, not too tight with our working strands. We're going to push up in the middle, and here we're going to start taking the slack out of the loop that we had made at the beginning, and we can do that by pulling the cord of the loop we had made on the second pass. So if we pull on that loop, you can see that our first strand is getting tighter up here. And after loosening this loop, again, we can just pull on our working strand now, and that will bring everything together. We're going to do the same thing on the left side. We're going to pull on the first loop that we had created. That'll get rid of that slack that we have in our paracord. And then we can pull on the working strand to make it all tighter. Now that's just the first pass. I am going to do another pass of tightening all this down. In the end, you want to have something that looks like this, and we are right back to step one, where we are going to cross our paracord. We'll do it one more time just to make sure we're all on the same page. We're going to take our left working strand, we're going to bring it over the top of our two inner cores to the right side. We're going to take our right working strand, do the same thing, bring it over the top and to the left. With our left working strand now on the right side, we're going to go under everything, bring it up through the middle of our two inner cores. When you get to the end here, you're going to create this little bit of a loop on the right side. We're going to take our cord, go back down through the middle of our core, and bring that cord through the loop we have created on the right. And when you get to this step again, you can pull tighter. And again, those two loops are going to stay on the side, but we'll get to those in a second. Now for our left working strand, which is on the left from our right side, we are going to do the exact same thing. Bring it under everything, go up through the middle of our inner core, leave a little bit of a loop on the end. We're going to take that cord, we're going to go down through the middle of our core and back out the loop that we had created, this time on the left. And again, as you pull that cord, you're going to see that that button in the middle is going to be forming. And now we just tighten everything up. We can slide our knot up. We can take out this slack by pulling on the first loop that we had made, and we can close that first loop by pulling on our cord. Same thing for the right side. We're going to get rid of this little slack by pulling on the first loop that we had made, and then pulling on our working strand to make sure that it's tight. And again, that's just the first pass. We're going to tighten it down even more. And once you get here, we are right back to step one. We're going to continue the bracelet, and we'll come back when it's time to end. So here we are at the end of our weave. We're going to do one more pass, but I did just want to show everybody that this weave naturally ends in the back, and that's how we like to end our bracelets here at Paracord Planet. We like all of the excess paracord to be sitting in the back. So we're going to do one more pass of this weave, and when we get done with that pass, we should be at the bottom and should be able to just cut and singe the rest of our paracord. We've also brought in the help of our knotters tool here. If you have one, this will certainly help you push the paracord through these final loops that we're trying to do. Here we do have our completed Virgo the Virgin bracelet, and I do have to say, one of my favorite bracelets that we have made here on the channel since I've been around. I have mentioned on the channel before that I am a fan of thinner bracelets, and I will tell you, not only is this bracelet thin, but it is very flexible as well. It feels the best of any bracelet, again, that we have made on this channel before. I love the way it feels. I love the way it looks. Not too thick. This right here is my favorite bracelet so far. Do want to remind you, for this bracelet, we did pick Kelly Green and Chocolate Brown as our colors, and Chocolate Brown representing stability, while Kelly Green representing growth. And of course, both of those colors representing Virgo's lifelong mission of self-improvement. If you decide to try this bracelet for yourself, let us see those pictures and videos on all of our social media. Those will be linked in the description below. And just a little side note, I know that you Virgos really like things done perfectly, so I did try to make this bracelet as perfect as I could. Let me know down in the comments how I did. Thank you so much for checking out the video, and if it did help you, a like and subscribe is always appreciated. And as always, if there's anything you want to see in a future video, just let us know down in the comments below. Happy birthday to all of the Virgos out there. Enjoy your birthday, enjoy the month. Thank you so much for checking out the video. We'll see you next time. Have a mulligan on that if I could, you know. Please. I'd like to have a mulligan, please. Yeah.